The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. The subject of big games in June are not ones you normally find in Major League Baseball. More than half the season remains, but the Montreal Expos have a healthy 7.5 game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals, and now it's 8.5 as these two teams play the third of a 3-game series at Olympic Stadium. St. Louis took the opener Monday, but Montreal last night beat St. Louis 5-3. It started in the first with an Andre Dawson single to score Timmy Raines to make it 1-0, and then Gary Carter hit his second or sixth home run of the year, a 2-run shot to make it 3-0, and Montreal held on from there. Tommy Herr walked home Heath Hernandez in the fourth to put the Cardinals on the board, but a sac fly in the fourth from Tim Wallach and in the fifth from Gary Carter made it 5-1. Again, St. Louis tried their best to make this a game. Tommy Herr hit a fielder's choice in the eighth to make it 5-2, and Keith Hernandez singled home Green to make it 5-3 in the ninth, but that was it. Steve Rogers gets his 10th win. Jeff Reardon gets his 13th save. Dave LaPointe, a hard luck loss as the Expos at 34-17 have the best record in baseball. And today, Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1982. The Montreal Expos and the St. Louis Cardinals from Olympic Stadium. And we can tell you that Ken Forsch will go for the Cardinals, and Bill Gullickson is on the hill for Montreal, and the Expos only have 21 active players.
Play ball!
Why, hi there, I'm Ron Tuckett. Welcome to the show, the first of 3 big games for you this week. I think I screwed up in last night's promotion. It is actually Baltimore and Milwaukee tomorrow night in prime time. And boy, we got a story for you in the Milwaukee Brewers. And on Saturday, it's California. On Thursday, it's California and Chicago from Comiskey Park. So a big week. This is our 10th week of our replay. And we kind of already have one division already to declare. We'll get to that in a moment. But here, the Expos are one of the big surprises of the 1982 season. They're just doing everything right. And at 34-17, they have a 4.5 game lead in the division over the Chicago Cubs and others. We'll show you the standings in a moment. For St. Louis, this is not the way it was supposed to be. Yeah, they're 500. They're 28-28. And yep, Willie McGee is in the lineup for the Cardinals tonight. In fact, he's leading off. But the Cardinals need a lot of help now. 500 isn't going to get it done. If they're going to actually win the National League East, they got to catch fire. What's going to happen? We'll find out in a moment. And so how you doing, Seth and Uncle Al? Seth was walking the dog 10 weeks. Time's been... Yeah, it's amazing. This is the 10th week of the replay. And as I bring up the standings, you can see Montreal's lead is 4 over Philadelphia, 4.5 over Chicago. Pittsburgh and St. Louis need a lot of help. In New York, it's already 1983. They get Tom Seaver back for that. The Expos have won 5 out of their last 10, including last night's game, but they're 20-8 at home at Olympic Stadium. The West, we think that's over. We're going to make a projection on this June 9th, 1982. We're going to say the Dodgers are most likely to win the National League West. They have an 8.5 game lead. They've won 4 straight. They have a 20-6 record at Dodger Stadium and a run differential of 45. Good luck trying to catch that. However, so most of the focus the last 16 weeks, I would imagine, would be on the American League. And you can see Detroit and Baltimore are tied in the American League East. Milwaukee and Toronto are 2 back. You'll see Baltimore and Milwaukee tomorrow night at 7. In the West, Chicago, who has won 7 straight, has finally caught the California Angels. And we'll have that for you Thursday afternoon. Kansas City and Oakland are still hanging in there. Minnesota and Texas, it's a long, long way to Tipperary. But on to the action here. How you doing, Robbie? Good afternoon. Here it's Bill Gullickson. Steve Rogers picked up his 10th win last night for the Expos. Bill Gullickson's looking for a 6th. He is 5-3 with a 2.85 ERA. This will be start number 12 for Bill. Last time out on June 5th, which would have been Friday night against the Braves, he went 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked none and struck out 4. So he did pick up his 5th win of the year despite giving up the 4 runs. He has allowed 7 homers, walked 16, and struck out 61. If the Expos do hang on to this division, Gullickson's got to be one of the big reasons why. But here's a lineup he'll face tonight with the Cardinals. Willie McGee will lead off and play center. It's the first time we've had Willie, and like I said, if St. Louis is to make some hay, and they're 8.5 games back, McGee's got to do it. Tom Herr will bat second and play second. Keith Hernandez will bat third and play first. George Hendrick, the right fielder, cleans up. Ford will bat fifth and play left. Darrell Porter behind the plate will catch. Of course he will, at least behind the plate, and bat sixth. Ken Oberkfell, the third baseman, will hit seventh. No Ozzie Smith. It's Mike Ramsey at short. He'll bat anything Ken Forsch. One of the Forsches. Oh, it's Bob. Of course it's Bob. Bob Forsch will bat ninth and pitch. Defensively around Gullickson, Terry Francona is a 2-3 in left. Andre Dawson a 10-5 in center, and Warren Cromartie is a 7-9 in right. The infield, Timmy Wallach a 7 at third. Chris Spire a 6 at short. Tim Raines is playing second. Wow, he's a 4. And now Oliver a 6 at first, with Gary Carter a 10 and a 7 behind the plate. McGee, 321, a homer and 6 RBI. Baseball demos needs the diversion. Well, he was there. So we start. Pitch to McGee. There's a ground ball right back to Gullickson. Over to Oliver, and that's how this one starts. 16 days till opening day, as Seth Ross says. Tom Herr, 232 with 15 RBI and 1 triple. St. Louis really cannot afford to lose this series. You hate to say it. As I said, it's June 9th. And I guess the next day, June 10th, would be my high school graduation date, T-minus 7 years. You hate to say it, but it's true. Like I said, the National League West is pretty much done, with the Dodgers up 8.5. Pitch to Herr, liner to right, Cromartie's there, 2 out. Now bring up Keith Hernandez. Jerry Seinfeld's favorite player is hitting 290. 3 homers and 26 RBI. And one of the reasons why the Cardinals are struggling, looking at Hernandez's real walk numbers, were 100 with 67 strikeouts. But in the replay, he has struck out 27 times and only walked 22. Gullickson delivers, and there's a fly ball right center. Dawson goes back, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After half an inning, St. Louis nothing. Here come the Expos. And a raucous crowd here at Olympic Stadium as Bob Forsch takes his warm-up tosses. Forsch is actually ahead of his real-life ERA. He is 4-5 with a 3.25 ERA. This is start 13 for Bob. And he has not started against the Expos this year. His last start was last Friday against the Dodgers. He went 8 innings and a win, 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. So in 83 innings, he's allowed 81 hits, allowed 8 homers. He's walked 24 and struck out 18. That's just not going to get it done. Bonjour or bonsoir, depending on the time of night. Well, what's the best of your college playing career? Oh, okay. Tampa. Tampa's a team that reminds me too much of Montreal and should move back there. The Marlins got their stadium. Anyway, So Timmy Raines will lead it off for Montreal. The defense for St. Louis. It's Oregon left. He's a 6-2. McGee is a 9-7 in center. Really made all the difference in the world in the outfield down the stretch. George Hendrick, a 5-6 in right. Ken Oberkfell, who's playing for the bunt that you're not going to see, is a 6 at third. Mike Ramsey is not a bad defensive shortstop. He's a 7. But that's like saying the Dave Clark, the Dave Clark 5 was a good band, but they weren't the Beatles either. Tommy Hearns at 6 at second, and Keith Hernandez, the Gold Glove 10 at first. Darryl Porter, a 4 and a 5 behind the plate. Douglas? Who's Douglas? Most deserving city for an MLB team is Burlington, Vermont. Absolutely. And if baseball does, oh, Douglas, nice to have you. Didn't see you there. Congratulations, buddy. Full ride to Clemson. Good for you. No, not Vegas. What would I say? I Portland or Charlotte. If baseball comes back to Montreal, by the way, Timmy Raines at 257, 2 homers, and 17 RBI. Austin, I think, can make a case too. I would say that it would need to be an American League club. You need that rivalry with Toronto. With it being a generation since there's been baseball in Montreal, there are a lot of Red Sox and a lot of Yankee fans there. They're just better natural rivals. There was never really a big rival for the Expos in Montreal outside of the Dodgers. You get that immediate rivalry as the team rebuilt. Anyway, Forrest delivers to Raines, and there's a base hit up the middle. McGee picks it up off a hop, and the Expos start this game with a hit. Here might be my favorite Expo of all time. Terry Francona, 358, no homers, and 12 RBI. Well, you're never going to scrap the interlude. What? Nice to have you along. The Rays probably could move to Montreal, but they'd have to get out of their entanglements. And Montreal actually has to have a stadium ready to go. Timmy's got 26 deals on the year. Hit and run is on. Francona, ground ball, base hit up the middle. So Raines will go to third, and Francona's on first. And now you're starting to see why Montreal is the best record in baseball at 34-17. Here's Andre Dawson. What a year he's having. 335, 9 homers, and 37 RBI. Vladdy Guerrero. Actually, as a player for the Expos, I would say that I actually have a Raines of batting practice jersey my wife got me. That's pretty cool. Andres Galarraga and Tim Wallach. Wallach can really play third, and this infield was just crap with that, carpeted concrete. Pitch to Dawson as a base hit left side. Raines will score. Francona will hold at second, and Dawson's on at first. And that'll bring up Al Oliver. Al at 367. My goodness. 6 homers and 33 RBI. Yeah, Guerrero could play, man. Oliver is on a 7-game hitting streak. And it's 1-0 Expos. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. Pitch from Forge. Ball 4. I never gave you the lineup for Montreal. How bad of me is that? Timmy Raines, of course, led off. Terry Francona batting second. Andre Dawson hitting third. Al Oliver cleaning up, and that'll bring up Gary Carter with the big home run last night. Tim Wallach will hit 6th. Warren Cromartie 7th. Chris Spire, the shortstop, 8th. And Bill Gullickson, who threw 12 pitches, will bat 9. And so Carter is at 321. 6 homers and 33 RBI. Pitch from Forge. Liner right to her, and there's 1 out. So everyone held their spots, and that'll bring up Wallach. Timmy at 245, 9 homers, and 36 RBI. The Expos offense is legit. There is power and RBI potential all over the place here. Forge delivers, ball 4. So Francona will score. Wallach goes to first. on the walk. That's the second walk from Forsh, and then I'll bring up Warren Cromartie. 2-0 Montreal. Bases still loaded. Cromartie at 280. 4 homers and 28 RBI. Thanks. How you doing, Bobby Catalano? Seth, you weren't giving me crap. Pitch to Cromartie. Ball 4, and Forsh has walked home another run. Dawson touches home, and it's 3-0 Montreal. And here's Chris Spire, 257, 5 homers and 18 RBI. And so a game that St. Louis really needs to win. They're down 3-0 with 26 outs to get. Pitch to Spire. Ball 4 again. And so Forsh has walked home another run. It's 4 walks and 3 hits through 1/3 of an inning. And you got to wonder when the computer's going to pull the plug. As Oliver scores, Bill Gullickson's going to hit. He's at 094 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI. And the Expos can break this one open right away. Here's the pitch. Looper, high pop-up behind the bag at second, and that's an out. So Bob Forsh gets the dreaded one-time through the lineup report in the first inning. The Expos have batted around. He's gone 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, and walked 4 on 33 pitches. Tim Raines singled and scored his first time up. Walk on third, Cromartie on second, Spire on first. And Forsh delivers to Raines, a ground ball to Hernandez, and that finally will retire the side. But the Expos leave them loaded, but they score 4 on 3 hits and 4 walks. After 1, it's Montreal 4, St. Louis nothing. So George Hendrick, Oregon Porter due up. George at 262, 12 homers and 30 RBI. And Gullickson is out cursing my Cardinals. Canada is cursing your Cardinals. Poutine and Labatt Blue for or Labatt 50 if you're going to do it right for everybody. Gullickson delivers to Hendrick, ground ball to Raines, and that ate Timmy up. Timmy picks that up, and Hendricks goes to second. It hit his glove, and Raines kind of got lollygagged for a moment, and Hendrick grabs second on the 2-base error. So that brings up Dane Org at 308 and 18 RBI. So Gullickson will try to forget Hendrick. Delivers to Org, and there's a base hit up the middle. Dawson picks it up. Org's going for 2, and he's in there. And as Robbie said, the key thing is that it was 26 outs to go. The Cardinals are on the board, 4-1. Brings up Darrell Porter at 273, 4 homers and 17 RBI. Cat's on the bed. The wife's off with my mom. The cat's on the bed, and she's staring at my chair. She's not looking at me. Strange little girl. Oregon second. Nobody out. Gullickson delivers, and Porter hits this one in the right. Cromartie will watch it go foul. So the count is 0-2 to Porter. Gullickson's ready, and that's a base hit up the middle. Past Raines, Org was going all the way, and it's 4-2. ID and Al are cursing each other's teams, and the Cardinals have put 2 on the board since ID came. So Porter on first. Oberfeld to plate. Ken at 317, a homer and 16 RBI. Gullickson's pitch. There's a base hit. And so the Cardinals respond to the Expos 4 by having 3 base runners here in the second. Now brings up Mike Ramsey, who looks quite forlorn in his picture, at 239 with no homers and 10 RBI. Pitch to gut from Gullickson to Ramsey. Fly ball to right. Cromartie has got it. Porter goes back to second, and he'll hold there. 1 out for Forsh. And here come Oliver and Wallach to play the bunt. Forge at 227 on the year. Drops one down. Carter to Raines. Carter just waited and pounced on it with a quick throw to Raines. The runners move up. The sack is good. Goes 2-4 on the card, but there's 2 out. Here's Willie McGee, who's 0 for 1. So Gullickson threw an inning and 2/3, 33 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned so far. No walks or no strikeouts. McGee is 0 for 1. Pitch from Gullickson. There's a base hit left side. Cromartie picks it up. Porter scores. Oberkfell scores. We're tied at 4. And so just like that, we got ourselves a brand new ball game. All right, Al. Enjoy the rest of your day at work. It'll be around tonight. Don't forget, ID Jester has Living My Rhapsody on his channel at 8 o'clock tonight. A quick chat with ID Jester. Tommy Herr is 0 for 1. McGee on first. He's going. Throw to Carter to Spire, and McGee beat it. So that's 4 for Willie McGee, and that St. Louis speed just makes all the difference in the world. So 2 out, and now McGee's in scoring position for Herr. 1-0 count from Gullickson. And there's a base hit all the way to right. Herr's going into second. It's 5-4 St. Louis. My goodness gracious. And so now they go chat with Gullickson. What can they do? Bryn Smith probably could go. The Expos have a really, really short bullpen. In fact, they only have 4 pitchers that can go. Gullickson says, get back there, I'm fine. So Hernandez is 0 for 1 after a clean first. St. Louis has put 5 up on the board here in the second. They now lead 5-4. We're indoors. There hasn't been a home run hit. Here's the pitch, and Hernandez sends this one into center, and that's going to drop in front of Dawson. And it's 6-4 St. Louis with 2 out. So the Cardinals have batted around here in the second inning. Hendricks 0 for 1. Throw to first. Hernandez is back. Carter trying to catch him napping. Yet Timmy Raines at second base. I don't get that. Just in case he actually played 36 games at second, including 29 in this replay. He's actually played more at second base than he has in left field. We won't look at those defense numbers, they're bad. 1-0 count to Hendrick. Hernandez goes, throw down to Raines, and Hernandez has it stolen, and that's 10 for Keith. And Gullickson, it's all come undone here in the second. He's really pretty much in relief of himself. Here's Hendrick again. A 2-0 count. Gullickson delivers, and there's a one that can go all the way to the wall and left. Hendrick's going for 3. He's got it, and the run scores. And that'll do it. Bryn Smith is coming in. The Cardinals put 7 on the board, and Gullickson is done after an inning and 2/3. Oh my goodness gracious. We got ourselves a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And so Bryn Smith, this is his 14th relief appearance. He's in for a while. He is 1-1 on the year with 2 saves. And an ERA of 2.37. He went Sunday against Atlanta. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, a run, it was earned. He's thrown 19 innings, 19 hits, 6 walks and 10 strikeouts, 5 runs all earned. So George Hendrick on third, or doubled, drove home a run and scored in this inning. Pitch from Smith. There's a base hit right side, and so the Cardinals have put up an 8 spot on the board. And that brings up Darryl Porter, who hit an RBI single this inning and scored. This place is stunned. Pitch from Smith. That got away from Carter. Ork going for second. Blunts and steals. Yeah, pretty much right. Nah, it's the Cardinals, so they were sniffing white lines. There was no blunts involved. Here's Darryl. Oh, still 3-1 to Porter on the wild pitch. Ground ball to Raines, and that's how this inning started. He misplays another one. A routine grounder hit him in the chest, and the Expos fans start calling him Jose Theodore. He should have made that one. That's the second error for Raines in the inning. And that brings up Ken Oberfell, who has an RB, who has single scored. 8-4 St. Louis, top the second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Spire, makes a fantastic diving stop over to Oliver, and the inning is finally over. Not before the Cardinals, thanks to #1 fan Ivy Jester, put 8 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors on the board. It's pretty moist here in Montreal. It's St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. And so, the final line on, would you look at that? He went, here's Bill Gullickson's numbers. He went an inning and 2/3. He allowed 7 hits, including 8 runs, but only 1 of those runs were earned. Wow. Maybe 26 minutes just to play the first inning and a half. So Terry Francona, Andre Dawson, and Al Oliver. Francona singled and scored in the first. Pitch from Forsch, and here's a fly ball to shallow right. Hendrick for the out. Andre Dawson had an RBI single his first time up and scored. You would have thought that with the Expos putting 4 up in the first, they were going to cruise. Who knew they were taking the Costa Concordia instead? Forsch delivers. Dawson strikes out. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. And so that's the first strikeout for Forsch. Brings up Al Oliver. Al walked and scored. Part of that 4-walk effort by Forsch in the first. Pitch to Al. Got him. He swung. He looked at a 1-2 breaking ball just below the belt, and that will retire the side. The Expos go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, it's St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. And that brings up Mike Ramsey, who was one of the few to make an actual out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Bryn Smith delivers. Ground ball to Wallach over to Oliver for the out. So 1 out for Bob Forsch, who sacrificed his first time up. I told you his average was 227. It was 222. With 3 doubles and 2 RBI. Smith delivers. Ball 4. He walked the pitcher. So the 3-0 changeup was high and inside for ball 4. Here's Willie McGee. Willie is 1 for 2. He had that 2 RBI single in the second. 8-4 St. Louis. 1 out here in the top of the third. Pitch from Smith. Ground ball to Oliver. To Spire for 1. Back to Oliver. McGee's got wheels, and he beat it out. So 3-6 on the fielder's choice. And McGee's on first with 2 out for Tom Hurd. 1 for 2. Double. Run scored and an RBI. Throw to first. McGee is back. And I think I just boo-booed there. Smith delivers. There goes McGee. The throw down to Spire is not in time. And Willie's got his 5th stolen base. Bryn can throw 80 pitches. The Expos are going to eat every single one of them. Pitch to her. Fly ball to center. Dawson goes to his left and makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. The chat kind of quieted down after 2.5. It's St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. It'll be Carter, Wallach, and Cromartie. Gary's 0 for 1. He has an 8-game hitting streak. Pitch from Forge, ball 4. It's not what St. Louis wanted. That's the 5th walk of the day from Bob Forge. Brings up Tim Wallach, who walked home a run in the first. Pitch to Wallach, fly ball to right. Hendrick comes in a step. Carter goes back for the out. For Marty, Warren walked home a run his first time up. 29 RBI for him. And he draws ball 4. So Force is struggling with his control. That's walk number 6. For Chris Spire, who walked home a run in the first. You know, it's like one of those games with the fast action cards. Sometimes if you shuffle them, they get stuck. That's Bob Force's night. Pitch to Spire. Ground ball to short. Ramsey goes to third for 1, and then over to Hernandez, and it gets away from Hernandez. And so Carter goes to third. Carter's out. Cromartie goes to third, and Spire is safe on the air. But what a wild play. That goes in the book as a fielder's choice in an error. So the fielder's choice is 6-5 and then E5 on the air. No, there's no error. I guess because you can't assume the double play? How would that not be an error? Someone want to explain that to me? How is that not considered an error? Oberfeld threw it away. How is that not an error? Bryn Smith is 1 for 2 on the year. 2 out, 8 for St. Louis. Runners on first and third. Here in the third. And Smith hits a ground ball to her. Over to Hernandez, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and I can't believe that's not an error. After 3, St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. And so Bryn Smith will face Keith Hernandez, George Hendrick, and Dane Ord. Keith is 1 for 2. He has singled, driven in a run, and stolen his 10th base. But he went to second on the play. The throw got away. So the error would have been him going to second on the play, not necessarily. No, he didn't go to second, did he? Yeah, maybe he would have beat it out. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I got it. Rob and ID there with it. Because the runner didn't go to second. The runner on second took the extra base. But I guess only because if the runner on first didn't go to second himself, he didn't gain any advantage of it, and he beat out the fielder's choice. All right. So Hernandez is 1 for 2. Keith has an RBI single. He stole a base and scored. And hit lines out one right to Wallach for the first out. George Hendrick, 1 for 2. He's got a triple. He has scored twice and has an RBI, his 31st. Pitch from Smith, and that's fouled back behind the plate. So the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Hendrick. Fly ball to right. Cromartie to the corner. Right field has got it. 2 out. So Bryn Smith has been just what the doctor ordered. 2 innings so far of 1-hit ball. Dane Ord is 2 for 2. He has singled, doubled, scored once, and driven in 2. And he chops this one to Raines, who throws over to Oliver, and he gets a Bronx cheer for making the play. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 in the books. St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. So top of the lineup, Force has survived 18 batters. He's walked 6 of them. Half of Montreal's batters have reached base. On 70 pitches, he's gone 3 innings, 3 hits. No homers, 4 runs all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 2. Raines is going to drop one down here for a hit. Porter with a long throw to first, and Raines is retired. Well, sometimes you just got to try it. Hey, Francona's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the first. And there's a little looper that's going to drop in front of McGee in center, and the Expos have their 4th hit. Andre Dawson has one of those hits. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout. His 38th RBI and a run scored. Expos have stranded 5. St. Louis has left 3 on. Pitch to Dawson. Right back to Force. Quick throw to first, and Francona's doubled off. That was an absolute laser, and Francona's caught leading the wrong way. 4 in the books, no runs, a hit, no errors, no one left on. St. Louis 8, Montreal 4. And so it'll be Darryl Porter, Ken Oberkfell, and Mike Ramsey. Porter 1 for 2. Single, an RBI, and a run scored. And there's a fly ball to right center. Dawson goes back, 1 out. There's Ken Oberkfell. Kenny has a single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Smith delivers, and there's a ground ball to Raines over to Oliver for the out, 2 out. So things have settled down for Montreal after that terrible second inning. Mike Ramsey is 0 for 2. Flew out to right and grounded out to third. Smith pitch. Popped up, Carter. Foul territory, takes off the mask and runs out of real estate. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. From the wind, base hit left side through the hole between Spire and Wallach, and Ramsey reaches base. And so Smith has thrown half his pitches. He's at 40 pitches through 3 innings. Bob Force walked his last time up. Smith delivers, and it gets away from Carter. And so Ramsey goes to second on the wild pitch. And the count is 1-1. Run 1 to Force. Popped up, Carter. Mask off on the running track and makes a great play. Out was almost against the screen. So no runs, a hit, no errors. Halfway home in Montreal, the Cardinals 8, the Expos 4. So Al Oliver, Gary Carter, and Tim Wallach will be up, but just enough time for me to remind you that tomorrow we have Baltimore and Milwaukee in prime time, 7 o'clock first pitch, and boy, have we got a story to tell you about the Tuesday game in that series. So California and Milwaukee tomorrow, Baltimore and Milwaukee tomorrow, and on Thursday afternoon, it'll be California and Chicago from Comiskey. Those 2 teams are tied in the American League West. So an exciting Week 10 right here on Retro Sports Network. So Al Oliver is 0 for 1. That was a strikeout. He also has a walk and a run scored. Bob Force, not pitching very well, but he's on the right side of a 4-run lead. Pitch to Oliver. Base hit left, right side. Hendrick picks it up off a hop. Oliver will hold it first. And that brings up Gary Carter, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. They've left 4 on. Montreal, 4 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. And they've left 5 on. Pitch to Carter. Base hit left side. Ward picks it up on a hop. Oliver bluffs going to third, but he won't. So the Expos have runners on first and second. Nobody out for Wallach, who walked home a run in the first and flew out to shallow right in the third. 2 on, nobody out. There's a base hit right field. Oliver will hold at third on the blooper in the right by Wallach, and now bring up Cromartie. Warren has walked twice. In fact, the first time he walked home a run. And they're loaded for him now. Nobody out. Oliver on third. Carter on second. Wallach on first. The Force is ready. Be a long bullpen game for the Cardinals, too. Porter goes out to talk to him. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Ramsey. To her for 1. Over to Hernandez. Cromartie's got wheels, and they didn't get him. They did not get him, and it's 8-5. As Oliver scores his second run of the game, and now it's first and third and one out for Chris Spire, who walked home a run in the first. He's 0 for 1. How you doing, Bleacher Bum Steven? Doing quite well, thanks. 8-5 here in St. Louis over the Expos. But the tying run is at the plate. Pitch to Spire, popped up left side. Ramsey has it spotted for the second out. And that brings up Bryn Smith, who's got to stay in the game. Remember, the Expos only have 3 people in their pen, and there's Bill Gullickson, the starter, was chasing the second. So Bryn's 0 for 1. 1 for 3 on the year. Pitch from Forge. Struck him out. He got it a 1-2 pitch on the inside part of the plate, but the Expos make this a game again. A run on 3 hits and no errors. They've stranded 7 so far after 5. It's St. Louis 8, Montreal 5. And the cat over here is just snoozing away. Willie McGee is 1 for 3. 2-run single. He has stolen 2 bases and scored a run. Smith's pitch, ground ball to Oliver. That was stung. Al takes it to the bag himself for the out. The pen in this case is not mightier than the sword. Yeah, second time today that the Expos have had the bases loaded. They scored 4 in the first, but that could have been so much worse. They left them loaded. Tom Herr is 1 for 3, got a double, an RBI, and scored. Smith's pitch, ball 4. You don't want to start walking these folks. Brings up Hernandez, 1 for 3. Single, run scored, 10 stolen base, and an RBI. 1 out, top of the 6th. 8-5 Cardinals. Here goes. Carter throws down the Spire, and Herr had his wife. 8 on the year, and Whitey ball. Doing the job. So it's a 1-0 count to Hernandez. Smith delivers. Got him! A 1-2 pitch called fastball, strike 3. And there's 2 out for George Hendrick, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI, 2 runs scored and a triple. 2 out. Runners go. Base hit up the middle. Herr scores from second without a throw, and it's now 9-5 St. Louis. And here's Dane Org. He's 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBI. Carter goes out to talk with Smith. Pitch from Bryn. Fly ball to right. Cromartie makes a catch to retire the side. Jimmy Cott is coming in to pitch for the Cardinals. 5.5 in the books. Cardinals 9. Expos 5. So Jim Cott, or Kitty Cat, 18,000 times Gold Glove winner, 3-1 on the year. A 4.5 ERA. This is his 24th relief team. He's thrown 26 innings, allowed 26 hits, no home runs. He last pitched an inning against the Dodgers on the 6th. He has walked 9 and struck out 12. In that inning against the Dodgers, he allowed 1 hit. Okay, it'll be the top of the order, so Force is done after 5. Raines, Francona, and Dawson. Timmy is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch from Cott, popped up, left side, overkill by the Cardinal dugout. Nope. In the stands, someone from Trois Riviere made that one. 1-2 the count. Pitch from Kitty Cott. Fly ball to left. Back goes Org. He goes way back there, and it's gone. So Rain starts the 6th with a home run, and it's 9-6. Just for ID, let's watch this again. Rain's got all of that one. Not as powerful as Ricky Henderson as a leadoff hitter, but he could hold his own. And so for all the pitchers duels that we've had, Terry Francona's up. He's 2 for 3. This one is decidedly not. Francona has singled twice, scored a run, and still managed 2 teams to the World Series championships. All in one day. Struck him out. A 2-2 pitch was swung on and missed by, and Cott gets his first K. So 1 out for Andre Dawson, who's 1 for 3. Has singled, scored, driven in a run. Yeah, Kidney should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with that. And was a very underrated analyst. And so ID just printed out 95 inside pitch. My goodness. ID should do a Patreon for a printer toner. That's a lot of ink, my friend. Pitch to Dawson. Little liner to Ramsey, and he makes the catch 2 out. Al Oliver is up. Al is 1 for 2. He has scored twice, walked once, and struck out. And yeah, 2018 will be a lot of printing. Yep, Randy Luxembourg joins us. I remember that season. It came right down to the last series in Baltimore with the Orioles 2 games back in a 4-game set, and the Birds had to sweep. Yep, they did. They swept the Brewers. Well, they were swept by the Brewers. You'll see them tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Orioles and the Brewers right here on Retro Sports Network. 2 out to Oliver, and Oliver strikes out. He looked at one on the inside corner at the knees, and he shakes his head. 1 run on the homer by Raines, a hit, no errors. After 6, it's Dolly Parton's not favorite song, 9-6. That's just too long of a day. So it'll be Porter, Oberkfell, and Ramsey. Cat would bat cleanup, but I'd imagine he would pitch here. He was bad. Porter 1 for 3. He has singled, scored a run, and driven in a run. Palmer versus Sutton. Yep. Sutton's not there yet. Porter drops that one into left field for a base hit. And Darrell is 2 for 4. 11th hit for the Cardinals. 9 runs. Expos 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. All right, ID. Thanks for chopping in. Remember, Living My Rhapsodies with ID tonight on his channel at 8 o'clock. Oberkfell 1 for 3 with a single, now 2 for 4 with the base hit. Francona picks it up on a hop. So the Cardinals are in business here again. Runners on first and second for Ramsey, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Don't know. Hopefully Jester is still can see that. Yeah, we'll talk Game of Thrones in the chat. Pitch to Ramsey. Fly ball shallow left center. Dawson comes in, makes the catch. Porter retreats back to second for the first out. Let's see what they do with Cott. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the year. He will hit. I forgot to bring him in, and Smith struck him out. Full count, and he looked at strike 3. And so for Bryn Smith, he went 5 innings of long relief. He's already over his pitch count. Willie McGee 1 for 4. He has stolen 2 bases, scored a run, singled, and driven in 2. Oh, he did see it. Fool me. True confession time. I've never seen Game of Thrones. And don't plan on. Pitch to McGee. Ground ball to third. Wallach flips it to Raines with the force, and that ends the inning. Time to stretch here in Montreal. Go get your Labatt 50. Last call for a high-grade hot dog. After 6.5, it's St. Louis 9, Montreal 6. It'll be Gary Carter, Tim Wallach, and Warren Cromartie. As the cat wonders what the hell I'm doing. Gehring is 1 for 2. He was singled and walked. Cott, 19 pitches in his first inning. Delivers to Carter, and that's a line drive that goes all the way to the wall. Down in the corner. Carter will not be greedy. He'll take his double and like it. Oberkfell dove lane. And Org had to go chase it down. So a leadoff double for Carter. That brings up Tim Wallach. 1 for 2. He has walked. In fact, he walked home a run, and the hit was a single. All right, take care, buddy. Hot delivers, and Wallach puts that one up the middle of base hit. Carter will hold it. No, yep. 51% chance Carter will hold at third. And there is nobody happier that I.D. Jester has left than Tim Fanning, because the Expos, with nobody out, have a tying run to plate for Warren Cromartie. He has walked twice, 0 for 1, and has 2 RBI. How you doing there, A.U. Pacquiao? Thanks for the big thumbs up, buddy. So the Expos in business. Nobody out. Spire on deck, and then the pinch hitter. Carter on third. Wallach on first. Pitch from Cott. Ground ball right back to Jim. Carter will hold. The only play is to Hernandez at first. And they got Cromartie. So there's 1 out for Spire. So 2 in scoring position. Both teams have stranded 7. Spire is 0 for 2. He has an RBI and a walk. In fact, he walked home that run in the first. And so 9-6 St. Louis. Now, Spire the tying run. Hot delivers, and there's a little liner right to Ramsey for the out. And there's 2 out. And Bryn Smith is recalled. And with the lefty, Dan Norman. Dan is at 313 on the replay with 3 doubles and 3 RBI. 5 for 16. He hits lefties at a 245 clip. Single here makes it a 9-8 game. That's right. Wasn't that Mr. Baseball? Wasn't that based on Warren Cromartie? Tribe fan, how you doing? I didn't forget this thing, Robbie. Not a bit. Pitch to Norman. Ball 4. And so they're loaded for Timmy Raines, who homered his last time up. He is 2 for 4. He has scored twice. He hit his 3rd of the year. He only hit 4 in real life with 18 RBI. And now he's the go-ahead run at the plate here in the 7th. Cott delivers. There's a fly ball to left center field. McGee has it lined up, and he makes the catch. In fact, he made a diving catch to rob some runs. How about that? No runs on 2 hits and no errors. The Expos are playing like the Red Sox. They've stranded 10. After 7, St. Louis 9, Montreal 6. Ray Burris comes in to pitch Tommy Herr. Ray is 2 and 4 on the year with a 3.73 ERA. His job, 6 outs. He's made 8 starts. This will be his 6th relief appearance. His last time out, a 3-inning stint against the Braves on June 6th. 3 hits and a strikeout. In 62 innings, he's allowed 72 hits. 8 homers, 28 runs, 26 earned. He has walked 20 and struck out 27. Slaving over a hot keyboard. Yep. Well, I had to switch computers because everything I'm running was too hot. Tommy Herr is 1 for 3. Tom has doubled, scored twice, walked once, and drove in a home run. So Burris is in here hopefully to finish this up. Francona, Dawson, and Oliver do up for the Expos in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Herr. There's a fly ball left center. Dawson, 1 out. No, he dropped it. Dawson, wait, no, he made the catch. He made one of those diving, tumbling, Nadia Comaneci type plays that earned him a 10 in Montreal. He had it lined up. He misplayed it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Look what I found, Mom. Let's watch it again. Herr thought he had a 2-base error. He didn't stop, but you can't see all the bobbles there. So Andre Dawson saved himself from an error. 1 out for Keith Hernandez. Keith is 1 for 4. He struck out, he singled, stole a base, scored a run, and driven in 1. And this time he lines one right to Spire for the 2nd out. That was easy. 9.7 from the Lithuanian judge. 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 9.7 from the For those of you too young to remember the 76 Olympics, they actually held the gymnastics at Montreal Forum. And because it holds the world's greatest hockey team, of course it was the first place where 10 was given in gymnastics. Of course it was the Namia Comaneci. George Hendrick is 2 for 4. George has single, triple, driven in 2, and scored twice. 9-6 Cardinals, top of the 8th, 2 out. Burris' pinch hits a fly ball to left center. Back goes Dawson, and all he can do is turn and, it hit the top of the wall. That missed being a home run by about a foot. And so Francona picked it up off the hop. And Hendrick will hold with a double. That ball was stung. I thought it was gone. 13th hit for the Cardinals. 2 out for Dana Ord. He was 2 for 4, single, double, driven on 2, and scored once. Yeah. Terry Strub, who did the vault with a broken ankle. That takes some serious guts. But yeah, the problem with Mary Lou was that was the year the Soviets boycotted. And so she was up against some Romanian kid, but it just wasn't the same without the Russians there. Pitch to Ord. There's a base hit in the left side. Hendrick will round third and score. And so it's 10-6. Yeah, we just told you Robbie was the first perfect 10 in gymnastics. And the African countries boycotted. I actually remember the 76 Olympics. They actually played soccer on this field. The gold medal game was here. And so it was grass. Can you imagine that? I wonder how they did that, because obviously you had field events and things like javelins cut up grass like you wouldn't believe. Daryl Porter is 2 for 4. He has single, twice, driven in a run, and scored. Oregon first, 10-6 St. Louis, top of the 8th. Burris delivers, and Porter sends that one to wall on left center. Ork will round third. He's going to try and score. The throw from Dawson cut off by Spire down to Carter, and they got him. They got him. So the double is all for naught for Porter. He'll get credit for it, but the inning's over on the beautiful tag by Gary Carter and the strike from Chris Spire. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's St. Louis 10, Montreal 6. That's right, Bruce Jenner won the decathlon. No, it was all on grass at that particular point. So I don't know what they did. I think they only played the final there. Because, or maybe some games in the first week, because from the first weekend through the rest of the games, they're using it as a track and field facility. So they probably could have played the first week of games there and the final. Say, Francona's 2 for 4. He singled twice, scored once, and struck out. So if you're watching this later going, you talk about everything. Yep, we talked about gymnastics. We're talking about Soviet gymnastics. Yep. You never know what we're going to talk about here on our streams. Hot delivers to Francona, and there's a base hit that's going to sneak in past Hernandez into right field. And so Montreal starts the bottom of the 8th with a runner on for Andre Dawson. Andre is 1 for 4. He has singled, struck out, scored, and broke driven in run. Yep. He was on a Wheaties box. He made a lot of money after that, too, in a day and age when track and field people were paid under the table. Top delivers to Dawson. There's a little liner to Ramsey for the out. 1 out. Brings up Al Oliver as 1 for 3. Al has struck out twice and singled. Walked and scored twice. Jenner, before getting caught up in the Kardashians and all that, was a... Oops. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Hi, I'm on the air. What's up? Hi, darling. Thank you. Yep, that's what I wanted. Yep, that's perfect. Thanks. Bye-bye. Get some new lighting for the studio in here. My other bulbs blow too early. So that was my wife and mom. So you'll see that probably tomorrow night. 1 for 3 is Al Oliver. I think I told you that already. Francona on first, 1 out. 10-6 St. Louis, bottom of the 8th. Montreal trying to rally again. Pitch to Oliver. Fly ball to right center. Back goes Hendrick, and that will be off the wall. Francona will score. Or trying to score. The throw goes back in. Oliver's got himself a double, and here comes Bruce Sutter. We got a pitching change. The score 10-7. This game is coming to you from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And so Bruce Sutter has not been Bruce Sutter. Yeah, he's got 10 saves, but he's 0-4 on the year with a 4.50 ERA. This is relief appearance 24. He took the loss his last time out against the Dodgers on June 6th. He went 1/3 of an inning. 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walk, and no strikeouts. He has allowed 12 earned runs in 24 innings. He has walked 6 and struck out 14 on the year, including 3 home runs. Gary Kiner is 2 for 3. He has single, double, and walked. Let's see. Dinner sure has changed. Yep, since the lead day. Oliver's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, absolutely, Randy. If that was my doctor, you wouldn't be taking that on the air. How you doing, Ken Castro? He knows how to shave his legs. Boom, boom. Yep. Caitlin knows how to shave her legs. So Oliver is on second. Kiner 2 for 3. Single, double, and a walk. Sutter delivers, and there's a base hit past her. Oliver will hold. And it's now the tying run as Wallach at the plate. Kenny 2 for 3 with an RBI and a single, twice, and walk. The RBI came when he walked home a run. So Sutter starts this one off with a hit. And so I.D. Jester, if he was watching, he'd be chewing fingernails right now. Pitch to Wallach. Ground ball to first. Hernandez. And the try for 2. Ramsey for 1. Wallach's got speed. The throw is not in time, and Oliver scores. It's 10-8 now, St. Louis. The Expos are like the Energizer Bunny. You just can't kill them. And here's Warren Cromartie. He has walked twice and driven in 2. He is 0 for 2. Spire is on deck. And then you probably would have to go to the pen again. So Sutter sweating bullets out here. He's ready. So is Cromartie. 1 Wallach on first. 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. 10-8 St. Louis. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. Porter takes off the mask, and the side is retired. But the Expos have put this one into cardiac territory. 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. We've played 8. It's the Cardinals 10, the Expos 8. How you doing, D. Scott Howard? So it'll be Oberkfell, Ramsey, and now do the Cardinals pitch Sutter in the 9th? I guess you kind of have to. Ray Burris on for a second inning of work. Oberkfell is 2 for 4. Single twice and scored a run. Pitch from Burris. Fly ball to shallow left. Francona, who I should have yanked, will make the catch. Mike Ramsey, 1 for 4. There's a single. 1 out. Burris delivers, and there's a fly ball to left center. Dawson's there. 2 out. So 2 quick outs, and now you're going to see what they're going to do with Bruce Sutter here. Sutter has not batted yet this year. He is 1 for 8 with an RBI on the real year. He will not bat here, so he will not close this out. Orlando Sanchez will pinch hit. Orlando is 7 for 30 on the year. He's hitting .233 with a triple and 4 RBI. And as Randy says in the chat, Chris Spire came up in '71 with the San Francisco Giants and was a key cog in that division championship. Chris Spire was Dusty Baker's bench coach in Washington, too. That kind of changed your clause at that one. So 2 on, nobody out. For the Expos, Spire, a pinch hitter, and Timmy Raines. Pitch to Sanchez. Ball 4. It's not what you wanted to do with 2 outs in the 9th. And that brings up Willie McGee. Willie is 1 for 5. He has stolen 2 bases. He's driven in 2 and scored 1. Perch from Burris. Ground ball to Wallach, and he throws it over to Oliver, and that retires the side. Put it in the book 5-3. Doug Bear is coming in to save it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's St. Louis 10, Montreal 8. Doug Bear is 5-0. He's made it with 3 saves and an ERA of 2.28. This is his 21st appearance of the year. He threw 1 inning on the 6th against the Dodgers. Allowed a hit and an earned run. His last save came on May 11th against the Reds. And his last win came in a 2-inning effort against the Giants on Memorial Day. So it's Spire, a pinch hitter, up, as D. Scott says, it's hang on time. This is a Clinton cardiac special at this point. Spire's 0 for 3. Fly ball right center. McGee, 1 out. And so who they got to hit the righty? Jerry White. Jerry's at 370. Hits righties in a 274 clip. There's 2 RBI and 2 double. 1 out. Rains on deck. 10-8 St. Louis. 10 runs, 15 hits, no errors. The Cardinals have stranded 9. The Expos 8 runs, 13 hit, 2 error, and 11 left. Baseball Demo says the 71 Giants were an awesome team. They ran out of gas and had nothing left when they faced the Pirates. Of course, Pittsburgh would beat the Orioles that year in 7 games in the World Series. Or better known in my house as the last baseball games played before I was born. Pitch to White. Struck him out. He whiffed on a 2-2 pitch for strike 3. And so the Expos are down to their last chance. The Giants ran Marichal and Perry in the ground. Tim Raines is 2 for 5. His solo shot in the 5th gave him his RBI, and he scored twice. 2 out, nobody on. 10-8 St. Louis. Here's the pitch. Liner right to her, and the Cardinals are going to win this one. 10-8. And so they now trail by, don't look at that, 7.5. This was a wild one. The Expos sent 10 to the plate in the first. They got 4 runs. Bob Forge walked home 3. That's amazing. You'll never see that. Then the Cardinals respond by sending 13 to the plate in the second. Montreal made it 8-5 in the 5th. It was 9-5 in the 6th. Timmy Raines with a solo homer as third. And the Expos just kept trying and they knocked on the door a lot. But nothing could happen. So Bob Forrest, despite the fact he walked home 3 runs, picks up his 5th win of the year. He goes to 5-5. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. Jim Cott picks up the hold. So does Bruce Sutter, even though Cott gave up 3 runs. And Doug Bear got his 4th save. So the Cardinals go to 29-28. Gullickson takes the big L. Look at that. 7 hits, 8 runs allowed, but only 1 earned. Bryn Smith and Yeoman's work pitched 5 1/3, allowed 5 hits, a run that was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. And Ray Burris gave up 3 hits in 2 innings. And so after, 3 hours and 18 minutes seems about right. Your game winner, George Hendrick, is your MVP. He went 3 for 5 and drove in 2. Clinton Park said, hey, thanks for watching. All right, it was a slobber knocker. And so there you go. I should look at the camera. I'm not showing you what's on the screen because that's the story for tomorrow night. It'll be Baltimore at Milwaukee at 7 o'clock Eastern right here on Retro Sports Network. And of course, California and the White Sox on Thursday. So week 10 off to a great start. To finally here, St. Louis 10, Montreal 8. Don't forget Living My Rhapsody is on with ID Jester tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.